Welcome back to Explain America. This is your host, Kyle Becker. There has been an FBI raid on a Trump opponent, and the fallout of it is absolutely shocking. The investigators found some disgusting, secretive material, and we're going to break this down for you. But before we do, please like, share, and comment at Explain America. Join us. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Now, the nation is on edge after the indictment of former FBI Director James Comey. And he has been indicted by a grand jury in Virginia for lying to Congress and obstruction of justice. He could face 5 years in prison. So the Trump DOJ is starting to ratchet up its actions against Trump opponents. And this should have everyone who conspired against him and his allies on edge. And we're already seeing a widespread media freak out over it. So in the backdrop of all of this, we have new document releases. And one of them is a search warrant for President Trump's former national security advisor and now never Trumper, John Bolton. And in his office in Washington, D.C., the FBI found secret and confidential documents. The FBI is investigating Bolton for mishandling of national defense information. And according to the warrant dated August 22nd, there were travel memo documents with pages labeled secret as well as confidential regarding the U.S. mission to the United Nations. And in it was a U.S. government strategic communications plan and weapons of mass destruction. So laptops and other electronics were seized in the search. This is deadly serious. I mean, weapons of mass destruction. Holy cow. What did Bolton have in his office? And this is just another case of Trump's allies being guilty of what they're accusing him of. How many times have we seen this? So FBI Director James Comey, he accused Trump of being corrupt and authoritarian, but in the meanwhile, he's launching politicized investigation. I mean, who puts Peter Strzok in charge of Crossfire Hurricane? I mean, how many texts did we see from Strzok to Lisa Page talking about the insurance policy and how we can't let Trump win the election? And that was the real purpose behind this politicized case, which originated with Hillary Clinton opposition research. It doesn't get any more corrupt than that. So, did Trump have those kind of investigations against his opponents? No. That was all based on cockamamie conjecture that was based on dubious sources, as we saw in the Steele dossier. So that was a bunch of gibberish. There was nothing there. There was never any there. It was all a pretext for illegal campaign surveillance, as we saw with the two FISA renewals, right? So Bolton has secret and classified documents, point blank, in his possession. He wasn't a former president of the United States like Trump was in Mar-a-Lago, where he's doing business as the president of the United States with Secret Service protection, right? So he had de facto authorization to have secret documents. So that is what Trump, he was the president. He could declassify anything he wanted to just with a word. I declassify this. That is all Trump needed. I declassify this. Boom. Bolton, Hillary Clinton, of course, with her homebrew email server. James Comey, let her off the hook. Why? She's above justice because she was a top Democrat official? Was Donald Trump above so-called justice when he was facing cooked-up charges in New York? Criminal counts, felony counts with nobody's a victim? Nobody says, we're a victim. Well, see, New York says there's victims, hypothetically. The public, I guess, right? That's what Letitia James said. So she's facing justice, too, from the DOJ. They are about to indict her as well. So it looks like the Trump administration realized there has to be a reckoning, or this is going to be all completely out of balance permanently in the United States. We will have authoritarianism if the Trump administration does not hold these people accountable. That's when you'll see authoritarianism. When the Trump administration doesn't deliver justice through due process, a defense, submission of evidence, people facing a jury of their peers before a judge in a court of law, classic concepts of which our judicial system is based on. If that doesn't happen for people with documented evidence of breaking the law, That's the road to authoritarianism. It's not prosecuting people or putting them in front of a grand jury with evidence of crimes like we see with Comey or we will see with Bolton. No, that is not dictatorial. It's not authoritarianism. It's the opposite. And these courts will be favorable, almost certainly will be favorable to Comey and Bolton, and we'll cut them slack. And this is a precarious moment for America. There has to be justice or this country is washed. This country is done. You cannot have presidential administrations authorizing hoax investigations or stealing classified documents with evidence of what WMDs or classified national security information, like with Hillary Clinton, had a classified email that was compromised by foreign adversaries, most likely. You cannot have that happening and have a functional republic. So, Trump, Comey, Bolton, Letitia James coming up. What do you think about these cases? What do you think should happen to Bolton and Comey? Weigh in with your thoughts below.